Hey, Teddy, thank you so much for joining us tonight via Skype and not via opening a wormhole here in the studio and killing us all. We are very excited to have you.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for having me. This is really exciting. I'm a big fan of your site, and the fact that you guys wanted to talk to me was a nice, pleasant surprise. So happy to be talking to you guys.
First of all, man, I want to talk to you about this Zoom costume that you had to wear
Yeah,
in all of the Flash. How hot was it to wear that thing?
it's funny. I actually get that question quite a bit. It wasn't hot. They really put the money into the suit to get it right, which meant really, I think, good materials, specifically really sort of high quality leather. If you look closely at the suit in pictures, it's perforated in places on the shoulders, specifically in the torso. So basically, it breathed, and it was fine. It was really comfortable. It was really cool, and I actually have a little piece of the costume here. When we wrapped, they called cut, and they handed me this guy, which was, Zoom's crest, obviously. And it sat right in the center of the chest, as we all know, but
Oh,
underneath it
dude,
was a
that's so cool.
microphone. So, and I think it's the same with Grant's suit as well. There's a mic hidden under there. And the last piece of the puzzle, as you gear up, is putting this crest over this Velcro patch where the mic is. And then, anyway, yeah, this is
That
pretty
that
cool.
is
This is
so
actually
cool.
kind of leather. It's leather in here too. I mean, they spent the money on it when like this detail here is actual leather and not plastic. So yeah, it was a great suit to wear. It was it was so much fun to be that big black superhero supervillain weirdo. It was
Dude,
it
that's
was
so cool.
awesome.
You really had two big like WTF moments in the second season. The first one being when it appeared Jay Garrick had died, but the second revealed that you had actually been Zoom all along. How excited were you like as an actor and now I know you're a comic book fan to reveal that you were the big baddie of the whole season.
I don't know, like I'm bashful about the whole thing, but it was a tremendous honor,
Oh yeah.
because I have gotten really into comics and into the I don't know, just the I so appreciate the mythology, and I just get it now, man. I get it and I love it. So at the time though, when I said yes to the job, and even when I went from playing Jay to Hunter slash Zoom, I wasn't carrying any weight with me because I didn't really, I guess, realize sort of how significant all of this was to those people who grew up reading Flash comics or who have just become massive fans of the show. Which was actually, it kind of worked to my advantage. I think I would have really gotten maybe in my head about wanting to do it right, and feeling a weight or pressure, but I didn't feel any of that. But it's extraordinarily cool. I don't know how else to say it. I just think that I am the luckiest guy in the world to have been able to play one character, but particularly someone as storied as Jay Garrick. And even though it was revealed that Jay was just sort of a personality that Hunter had occupied to sort of get close to Barry and ultimately try to dethrone him. I was sad actually to say goodbye to playing Jay because it had meant so much to me. That was a difficult transition to make, but then once I started to try to take on the Zoom role, I loved it because there's always more to do as the bad guy.
While
Yeah,
everyone thought you were Jay Garrick, there was actually a budding romance with Daniel Panabaker,
yeah,
Dr. Caitlin Snow, of course. And
yeah.
so was that difficult for you to like balance being this homicidal maniac who was also having this warped affection with Dr. Snow? I mean, or did that just come naturally?
No, no, no. It's a great question. Andrew Kreisberg was very adamant in sort of drilling into me that Jay's affection for Caitlin was always real. That was not part of the ruse. Hunter Zoom played everybody at Star Labs, but she was the one person that he wasn't playing. That budding affection, that love that was growing between the two, he wanted to be real, which also made it a lot more interesting once the reveal happened in the middle of the season that everything else was false except that that was real, and so that was really fun uh to carry forward. But no, it wasn't difficult to sort of, you know, I don't know, like keep the darkness sort of, you know, inside from bubbling over when we had those scenes. It was to me, it had to be as real as as it could have been. Particularly though, and I will say this, that the writers laid out what was going to happen in this season, but for a long time, I mean, a stretch of many months, they didn't elaborate. They didn't call me to remind me it was happening. I knew it was going to happen, but there was nothing on the page to support that was actually going to happen. And so I sort of began to convince myself, like, oh no, okay, you know, they told me that I was going to turn into Zoom, but maybe they changed their minds. And so I'm gonna hope against hope that I can continue to play Jay all season, because, like I said, I'd grown really attached to him. So there was none of that when I was when we were doing that stuff at Star Labs as Jay. That you know, I wasn't really keeping in the back of my mind that I was really someone else playing everybody. I just believed that this is who I am, and I think I needed to, because I think if the audience saw it for a second, it you know, they wouldn't have had that. They wouldn't have been satisfied by the reveal and ultimately Barry defeating Zoom at the end of the season.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Comicbook.com, Teddy. It has been an absolute blast talking with you.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for having me on. Real honor. I love your site. Thank you.